Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tim, and this is sort of a test, and I'm going to do a bit of an analysis during the test, and I'm going to post it and see what you guys think. I had a few complaints on the last video I posted. They said that the content was decent, it was just the frame rates or something was messed up, so I tried to change a few of the things through an auto configuration wizard and hopefully the changes I made stuck. I think the last time I changed it, I didn't apply the changes, and I changed it and I applied it this time. So hopefully it works. Like I said, I'm not a freaking genius with computers. I suck with computers. So just give me a little time. I'll figure it out. I'm sorry, guys, that some of the content has been a little choppy as of late. With this OBS, I'm learning it. It's a little bit of a learning curve to it because it's not as easy as the apps I used to have. I might end up just having to buy an app because the apps make it so easy and it's just simple. I don't need all these special effects and stuff like that. All I need is something very simple, something that makes my life easy. And OBS isn't doing that right now. I mean, I really can see the benefits to it, but it's like, man, I'm not a genius with computers. It's just taking me too long to learn it. It's getting frustrating, and it's they need to make it to where people like me can understand it. You know what I mean? I don't understand half the stuff they write in there. You know what I mean? It's just computer lingo, like you know how it is, like trading lingo. Somebody that doesn't trade wouldn't understand, like me when I first started. But anyways, let's get to the analysis part of this talk. Okay, so we see we're in a nice uptrend right here, aren't we, guys? I like what I see at least. I mean, it's very bullish. We've been climbing this ladder since when early March, March 6th. I mean, it's still technically, I guess, suppose early March, but March 6th is when this uptrend started, and we're still consistently moving upwards. You know what I mean? Every time we break former resistance, we break resistance, break resistance, and it's common on a trend like that. It looks like a stair steps. You know what I mean? And that's like a common. It's common in technical analysis, and you'll see that in a trend. You'll see those patterns just like this. Kind of looks like stairs. I mean, they're not perfect, but a lot of times that's the way it goes. Up, sideways. You know what I mean? That's the way it seems. Seemingly trends tend to work out. Uh, Not always exactly up and sideways, but you can see how it is. It's kind of ugly the way I explained it, but it's still that's an uptrend. Okay, so like, look, let me see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make a copy of this line. Hold on. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So I held control and I double clicked this. Now we have this trend. Clearly a bull trend, but when does it end, guys? I can tell you right now that we have one big hurdle coming up, and we need to get prepared for it, guys. Because if we get rejected, we have a very good chance of falling. And I'm saying right here, $58,350. That might be a little above that, but you get my drift. We're almost there, guys. We're almost at the all-time high again. That's good news and bad news. We have a lot of time in this uptrend, which means we could clearly get rejected. If we get rejected, we have a lot of support though. That's one thing that I think we have going for us is if we're gonna break this resistance, I think now's the time to do it because we have all this working for us right here. This 4-hour 50 MA, the 4-hour 200 MA, the 4-hour cloud. But the thing is now it's different. I don't know how the market's going to react with the 4-hour 200 MA being above the cloud. It was been below for a while. Oh, actually, it hasn't. Look, it does. There's been instances back here where it's been above. Okay, that's not a big deal then. Okay, I thought it was a bigger deal than that, but it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. But what I'm really going to be worried about is when the orange crosses below the blue. That's a bearish. But right now, everything seems to be bullish, guys. I mean, we got close to crossing right here, but it looks like we're already reversing because that 50 MA is going to follow the candles, and the 200 MA is going to be a little bit slower because of the length of the moving average. The 200 MA represents the last 200 candles in this line. So that's the average of the last 200 candles right here. And this is the average of the last 50 candles right here. So this one actually sticks to the candles a little bit closer. So just so you know, guys, I mean, I'm not using rocket science terminology here. I'm just simply telling you guys that the 50 MA and the 200 MA, they're both significant. Don't get me wrong, but right now the 200 MA has been what's been holding us up. Look, we bounced off it. We did fall below it, but briefly. We didn't close any candles below it. We did close that one below it, but we came right back above it. So it wasn't like for me, that's still support. And we made it above the 50 MA. We did flirt with it right here, and then we broke above it. The cloud kept us in check. It's amazing how the indicators I had, they all work like a charm in this, because look, the 200 MA held us through 2 bounces, and now we're going upwards. So that shows you why I like those indicators, guys. Those indicators really work. I mean, look, the cloud, we followed it so beautifully right here. Look at this inside of this cloud. We came up here and followed the cloud. I just want to show you guys how well this worked. Look at this. I mean, we followed it beautifully right there. Entered it, followed the top of it, came back down to the bottom of it, bottom. Finally broke out. That's what the cloud is known for. It captures the candles, and look what it did. It held on to the very bitter end until we broke out, and finally, when we broke out of the top, I think that was a bullish. That's bullish. You know, I'm still learning the cloud myself, guys. I used it since day one, and there's still things I'm learning. But I know breaking out the bottom versus breaking out the top, it makes a difference. And breaking out the top is bullish, obviously. So look, we broke out the top. We've been going up ever since. But the thing is while we were underneath it, that's bearish. Being beneath the 4-hour cloud, being nothing beneath any cloud is bearish. But we really showed that this was the bottom can be resistance. Look, the bottom of that cloud really kept us from going up any higher. That was the resistance, and then we fell down. 200 MA saved us. But look at that, the cloud again rejected us. It's another resistance stopping us, and then we finally break above that in the 50 MA, and then we started flirting around in here, and that shows you how. That's exactly what the cloud. I learned from Todd. He told me the cloud will basically eat the candles up, and they'll hold it in there and keep it in consolidation inside of it, because the top becomes resistance and the bottom becomes support, and it's like a ping pong ball in there, and you can see the results from it right here. So I mean, I just wanted to show you guys a good example of how the cloud works, and that's a beautiful example of it. You know, it's not all, the cloud doesn't always come into play 100% of the time, but when it does, it is helpful. And other than that, guys, we have a really good shot. Look at this. This candle looks pretty primed to say, hey, I want to bust through this $58,350. We can break that, guys. We have a good shot at breaking 60, because a lot of times when we create a new all-time high or break the all-time high, it creates a little surge. It's called FOMO. And people are all like, oh, I got to buy in because it's going up. And a lot of people can. You can get a little profit off FOMO if you're early enough. But you have to be logical, you know what I mean? And understand that chasing green candles isn't always the best bet. It's better to buy at 3,800 like I did. Anyways, I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just having some fun. But the way it is, guys, is if we can break 58,350, the old all-time high, we have a really good shot at cruising to 60K, in my opinion. And that's just off FOMO alone. It may even go higher than that, but like I said, I'm trying to be a little conservative, so that way none of you guys go remortgage your homes on this, because there's no telling. We still have to beat 58,350, and we're not quite there yet. We're about $500 to $800 away. So we really need to wait and see what happens, guys, because if that doesn't happen and you're over there gambling your life away, it's just not the smartest thing in the world. You know, you have to me, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Just, you know, take it easy. Hopefully it'll work out. But, you know, you shouldn't be, I know a lot of people are all like, man, there's one guy said, I sold my car and I put it in Bitcoin and I made a bunch of money. You know what? Good for him, dude. You were one of the few, dude. I know a lot, too many people that got burned doing stuff like that, and I don't want to see somebody lose their car and then lose all their money and then not be able to get a job because they don't have a car. You know what I mean? It's something like, man, that's why I don't like to give advice, financial advice. I'm always like, I always write WTFDIK at the end of my analysis because of that. It's like, man, I have to make sure people realize that everything I say here is pure opinion. It's opinionated. I mean, I know you guys understand that, but it's just a fact of the matter is I want to make sure I state that loud and clear because I don't want people to say Tim said it was going up, so I went and took a loan. You know, I wouldn't dream of taking a loan to invest ever. I don't care if I have a hot tip or what. I mean, I don't know if it had to be illegal. You know what I mean? To be a sure thing. You know what I mean? That's hardly ever a legal sure thing. You know, but hey, you know, every once in a while, I guess it happens. But anyways, other than that, I'm just trying to get a test on this. So this was a pretty long test, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, and I'm going to see how the frame rates and stuff work with the audience intended. So like I said, I'll make another video here soon, but I appreciate it, guys.